Keith, you mentioned it's almost getting boring, this kind of weather, almost. But I also don't want you to get bored because there's nothing for your viewers to complain about right now.
No, there's not. And like, the reason I'm good with this, in the summer I get bored when it's really nice, we assume that. But this is actually unusually nice, which is its own brand of somewhat interesting to me.
It's been a pleasant surprise, and lately most surprises we get are not that pleasant.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. Yeah, another day today, Pat, in the 70s. And this is, again, the 11:51 a.m. reading, technically. 70 in Portland, 74 in Sanford, 72 in Bangor, and Augusta. So a lot of us have a couple more degrees at least to go through this afternoon. Satellite looks good. We'll take you from this morning all the way through now, and there's not a ton of cloud cover. Certainly there's some clouds, especially in the mountains and into New Hampshire, but it is still a largely sunny day, especially along the coastline. We talked a little bit yesterday about how the computer models have been fairly consistently overdoing the amount of cloud cover in the atmosphere here. And so look at the satellite picture here right now and look what the models think is happening. The models think it is a lot cloudier than it is. And again, it's been happening since last week. Either way, we kind of know better. The rest of today is a mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures in the mid 70s, perhaps getting to 76, 77 in Freiburg and Augusta, and maybe into Bangor as well. Overnight tonight is pretty mild, and that just has to do with the fact that it's so mild during the day, of course. And it's largely clear after midnight tonight, with temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees, which is closer to our daytime high average than it is our overnight low. So far from frosty, that's for sure. Tomorrow's another mild day. I think this is, as far as the setup goes, the warmest day. It'd probably only be by a degree or two, but we could see some runs into the upper 70s away from the coastline and even touching 80 away from the coast too. Usual suspects being Freiburg, Sanford, and maybe Augusta and Bangor have a chance of getting to 80. That would be for an hour, if that, and then things settle back down. Tomorrow night's another mild night in the upper 50s, and as we head into Thursday, it gets a little bit cloudier, but the overall trend here is that we're still above average. Temperatures upper 60s to around 70 degrees again through Thursday. So we're going to string together basically through Monday through Thursday afternoon into the 70s, which is not easy to do this time of the year. High pressure winds out of the southwest are the main driver for this. There is a warm front sneaking towards us as we head towards the weekend. So that will increase cloud cover Thursday afternoon and certainly into Friday, where there's a chance for an isolated shower. But we're going to wait until the weekend to actually drive this warm front and then cold front through, which is somewhat unfortunate timing-wise because it will give us a chance for some rain. So here it comes on Saturday. I think the key to this is if this can slow down just a tiny bit on Saturday, then we'll get most of the rain in overnight Saturday night with this warm front. As it stands, we do have to put showers during the day on Saturday while that front tries to move through, and then we'll get some heavier periods of rain possible Saturday night, overnight, into very early on Sunday, but we should be able to get that front through in time to clear out through most of the day on Sunday, although it will be breezy and cooler's a trend for next week. Nothing crazy, but it's just been so mild that when this jet stream dips back down, we'll get back down to reality, which is upper 50s to around 60 degrees this time of the year. So you see that there on Monday, the cooler temperatures. We get through the weekend first with some showers. It might be worth more than 2 raindrops on Saturday into Saturday night. We'll keep an eye on that and see if we can get the timing on that front just right. That would be ideal. Either way, in the mid 60s, I do think we should be able to clear out, but it will be breezy on Sunday into Sunday afternoon. But again, another warm day tomorrow first to get through, Pat, and I think that's the day that we have a chance to get to around 80 degrees. Won't break a record, believe it or not. We have an unusually high record, I think, from the 1950s lurking in there, but I don't think most people will care either way.
Now, Keith, I got to say, I'm concerned this long stretch of really mild October weather may make people kind of slide on their Halloween preparations. You know, There's not that much time.
No, not me, but I understand the sentiment. Actually, I was thinking about when it's going to be breezy on Sunday, I've got some of those inflatable things.
Yep.
I got to peg them down. That's the important stuff, Pat.
Well, if you see one of those witches go flying away, at least it'll be pretty scary.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks, Keith.